Myakka State Park is located in Sarasota, Florida. It's a really nice day trip from Tampa Bay. It's a great place to visit. You will love it here. We're here at Myakka State Park and so excited to bring you along. This is the first place we've pulled over. We're hoping to see some gators today. There are tons of gators here at this park. There's also walking trails, lots of other wildlife to see. We're really excited to check out those walking trails. We did bring better shoes to wear than these, so we'll have to switch into those. But anyways, lots of nature, lots to see, lots to do. The volunteer, when we paid to get in, it was $6 for our car of 2 people. She was so friendly, and the first thing she said was, "You're in for a real treat." So really appreciate those volunteers, especially when they are so nice. Anyways, I believe her, and we are so excited to bring you along. Myakka River State Park has 37,000 acres, and that makes it one of Florida's largest parks. It's a great park to see wildlife, and while we were most excited about the alligators, you may also see many different kinds of birds, wild boar, bald eagles, deer, turtles, and more. The park cost $6 for the 2 of us to enter, and this is such a small price to pay. It was truly worth every penny and more. The park has a gift shop, boat rides, bike rentals, kayak rentals, and more, and there are plenty of hiking trails, a climbing tower, and a suspension bridge. You can easily spend the entire day in this park. We couldn't believe how much there was to do and see, or how big the park felt. There are also spots to camp if you want to stay longer than just the day. We will show you all around this park so that you can know what to expect on your trip. When you pay to enter, the volunteers will provide you with a little brochure and map of the park. The volunteer we had was really helpful when we were there, and she pointed out can't miss spots on the map. But if you have the time, I recommend driving through the entire park. That's what we did, and then we just stopped whenever we saw something interesting. This here was our first spot, and I was really eager to see an alligator. We actually live in the city, so we've never seen an alligator in the wild where we live. There were no alligators here, but it was a beautiful first stop. There were walking trails all over here, and we saw people deep in the trails at the far left of this video clip. And I think it's perfectly safe, but the alligators we later saw were quite large, so I don't know if I'd be brave enough to wander too far. As I mentioned, I was so excited to see alligators, and it didn't take very long before we saw our first alligator. So our next stop after this one, we came upon the bridge and saw 2 very large alligators. It's really cool to be on the bridge because you can look down, which gives you a really good viewing point of them, and you can kind of see their whole bodies. Whereas when you're more like level with them, it can be harder to see. So these gators were large, at least in my opinion. We did see the heads popping up of several more, but the 2 whose entire bodies you could see were just so cool to me. We had only been in the park for about 20 minutes by this point, and already it was pretty much the best day ever. It seriously made my whole day. I know this clip looks like nothing, but I'm trying to show you the heads popping up. So especially that one right in the middle was one. There's a large alligator there on the left. And yeah, they were just kind of all over. I'm sure that there were hundreds that we couldn't even see. It's always so shocking to me just how still they are. They almost seem like statues to me because they're just so incredibly still. Here is the bridge that I was talking about that provides that really good vantage point where you can see the gators from there. And here is just another gator head popping out again from the water. It's so crazy how you can hardly even notice them. You really have to be looking in order to see them, but they are so cool. While I'm showing you the alligators, it's just a good reminder that if you visit Myakka State Park and see alligators, or if you see alligators in any sort of habitat, to not bother them. Interactions with humans can cause them to lose their fear of people, which is dangerous to them and to humans. This is just an alligator on the move. I feel like they are so much more interesting when they move because of how still they sit. So yeah, I feel like it's also kind of rare to see them on the move, or at least that's kind of been our experience. I did speed this up quite a bit, but yeah, it's a gator on the move. From there, we jumped back in our car, and I just wanted to show you how beautiful it is to just drive. This is just a normal drive through the park, and then we just drove until we decided we wanted to stop. Mitch has a good eye. He spotted this gator, and I did not. See if you can see him. He's quite a bit smaller than the last two. Right here. I thought that this alligator was adorable. He was much smaller than the other two we had seen, and one thing that did make me kind of sad is that you can see he's hanging out right next to some trash. I can't lie and say that I would jump in after trash if I had accidentally dropped it in there, but seeing litter in nature always makes me sad, especially when you see it so close to wildlife like this. So that's my plug for picking up your trash and picking up other people's if you see it too. But moving on, you can see how beautiful this area was. I think that this might have been my favorite spot of the park, and we had it entirely to ourselves. We haven't gotten very far because we keep pulling over because it's so pretty everywhere. So I don't know how much we're going to accomplish today, so we keep pulling over, but we're the only ones here at this little, I don't know, wherever we pulled over, we're the only ones here. And look at this here. So doesn't it look like a gator, like a head peeping out? Like, because now everything does to us. So it's beautiful. Perfect day as well. It's going to hit 80 today, but it's not quite yet. So it's just a beautiful day to be here doing this. It's not too busy. We've seen some other families. I think most of them are here on vacation, but not too busy. I don't know what it looks like on the weekends. Today's a Monday. So anyway. This is just a very easy path to take to the Canopy walkway and tower. I will show you that in a minute. This was a very short, very easy walk. And then from the Canopy walkway and tower, there's an option to continue on a nature trail. So we did that. It was just a little bit over a mile. I will show you some clips for that, but first I'm going to show you the Canopy walkway and tower. It was so cool. So here, let me show you. The Myakka Canopy walkway allows you to observe the tops of the trees, and it's actually a source for research, and that's pretty cool. The canopy was completed in 2000, and it was actually the first public treetop trail in North America. The walkway is 25 feet above ground, and it goes 100 feet through the hammock canopy. It's about 100 steps to the top, and then the taller tower is actually 74 feet tall, but that taller tower was closed when we were there. And then after the canopy, we did go on a nature walk. It was a little over a mile, and it was really, really pretty. I will say that if you do this in the summer, it's going to be really hot. So if you're visiting when it is really hot, make sure that you have enough water and that you're hydrated, because as you know, Florida in the summer just is no joke, but I highly recommend the nature trail. It was beautiful. There are tons of different trails throughout Myakka State Park. This is just one of them. After the nature walk in Canopy, we got back into our car and pulled over completely randomly again. My husband had seen a gator in a random body of water, and I didn't see it, so he had backed up so that I could see it too. Once we did that, we could tell that the gator was really active, so we decided to watch for a little while. We were there completely by ourselves for quite a while, which was one of the coolest experiences. But it didn't take long for others to notice what we were doing, and they joined in as well. And this video, you can actually tell that there's more than one alligator. There's definitely at least two, but when we were watching it live, I had no idea because we were pretty far away from them. So it was really cool to go back and look at this footage to kind of see what was happening. I know for me it was kind of hard to see the details on my phone, but when we casted it to our TV, it was much easier to see what was going on. So if you're interested, that might help you see the gators a little bit better. But either way, I really hope that you enjoy these clips, because both my husband and I agreed that this was by far the coolest experience of the day. And also, I'm going to play music over the video because otherwise all you'll hear is my obnoxious voice practically screaming of excitement the whole time. It was seriously obnoxious, so you will appreciate the music over my voice, I promise. Okay, I'm gonna show you again how hard they can be to spot, because there's one out here and we went back and forth about whether it was a gator or not. So I guess it's almost more obvious in video, and it helps that he's coming out of the water a little bit more. But there he is. For real, he came out of the water, and it's more obvious, both of those things, in video, but like, it took us a while to figure out if it was or not. And you're gonna think I'm crazy though. So over here, he blends in even more because of the sun. In person, it's harder to tell than it is in the videos still over here, but like the sun hides it. Like Mitchell couldn't even see anything pointing out of the water because of like the reflection. But I don't know if you heard him, he's like, I saw him, but you really can't see him over here. Like, you really can't. Yeah. It's crazy. So we're walking over here. This is what, Mitch? A fishing house? Yeah. Apparently you can kayak and canoe here. But you cannot entice the alligators. It says in the sign. Please don't entice them. And it's so funny because right when we saw this alligator, oh my gosh, you can really tell now that it's a gator. Yeah. You can really see its snout. Yeah, there's the alligator. And there's the kayak launch. Where? Oh, I see. Okay. Mitchell has good eyes.
I think that's one.
Oh, it definitely is. That's the theme of the day. Is it a game? Yeah.
Fun game to play. I don't know if I want to kayak and play that game.
So what I was saying is like when we saw those gators, I asked Mitchell if he would want to kayak here. And I said I wasn't sure. And then bam, we saw two of them right there, literally right there.
Just waiting for kayakers.
But people who know more about alligators than I do say that they are not interested in people. So I don't know.
Find that out for us. Let us know, and then we'll go kayaking after you guys tell us how it went.
Are there kayaks here? Right, oh, there. I was gonna say.
Those might be people, so they might just rent canoes.
Yeah, we do know the difference between kayaks and canoes.
Yeah, I just saw this.
But here, like, look, here's where you launch. Literally, here is where you launch, and then that one gator that Mitch just found is right there. The other one's over here. I can't see him now from. Oh yeah, he's. No, I see him. I did. I lost him already again.
I see him. Yeah, I see him.
He's hiding. Here, let me show you guys how hard he is to see. One more time, in case you didn't believe me. Hold on, I lost him. Oh, I can't show you because I can't. Oh, there he is. Okay. Do you see him? It's crazy. I know I keep saying it's crazy, but that's because it is. We live in town, like in the city, kind of. And so we don't see them like other parts of Florida. Like, we do not get them in our backyards. I would be absolutely shocked if we ever did. I mean, I'll never say never. That's what I'm saying, yeah. I'll never say never, but I would be shocked. So we don't have as much experience with alligators as like many other Floridians do. Where we were just walking led us to this. This is the upper Myakka Lake. This is also the area where you're gonna get pretty much everything that you would want. So as far as gift shops, there is also a little restaurant where you can get food, drinks, ice cream, that sort of thing. In this area is also where the tram and the boat leave, as well as where you get tickets for those things. So it's a busier area over here. There's a boat ramp that was actually closed when we were there. But that is where you would put your boat in if you have one. It's where you rent canoes and kayaks, that sort of thing. So anyways, this lake is beautiful, and it was not very busy when we were there. I think that might be because we visited on a Monday. I do expect that it's probably pretty busy on the weekends and that sort of thing, but it really wasn't when we were there. So that was pretty cool. Okay, how many do you see? There is one right there on the left, back left. There's two here in this shot. Actually, there's three. So there's one close, like, to us. There's one in the back left, and then there's one to the right of that. The one to the right is kind of hard to see. By this point, we had been in the park for a couple of hours, and I think that we underestimated when we took the trip down here for the day how much time we would want to spend there. So we were really starting to get hungry and tired as well. This is the bird walk, and we kind of went back and forth about whether we wanted to stop there because, again, we were kind of getting tired by this point, but we don't know when we'll be back, and so we decided to go for it, and I'm really, really glad we did. So like I mentioned, this is the bird walk, and it's really pretty. There was actually a wild turkey on my right. I don't think I got a shot of it, but it was pretty cool to see that, and everything was just so green. Once you go out there, there is one of those like viewfinders. I recommend bringing binoculars if you have them, but you can also bring quarters and look out that viewfinder. And out here, we actually saw a wild boar. It was really far away, so it was hard to see details, but it's still really cool, and you can kind of see it in this shot. It's that little black dot, basically. And of course, this is where we saw an alligator one last time. I'll show you that as well. The Birdwalk was our last stop in Myakka State Park. From there, we went to lunch. We stopped at Caddy's in Bradenton, and this is the view. So obviously Caddy's is right on the water. We actually saw a couple of dolphins jumping while we were there. So this day was just full of wildlife, which was awesome. Like I mentioned, Caddy's in Bradenton is located right on the water. Here are some clips of Caddy's. You can sit right on the sand. You can sit in a table up on kind of more of a boardwalk. I got grouper tacos and my husband got wings. Both were really good. From there, we went to 3 Car Garage Brewing, which was a brand new brewery also in Bradenton that we'd never been to before. We absolutely loved it. I got a flight and everything was really good. This was a great place to reward ourselves for all the walking and hiking we did at the park. We had a great time. I hope that you loved this video on Myakka State Park. Lately, a lot of you have been commenting that you're headed down to Florida soon, and I absolutely love hearing all of your vacation plans. So if you're headed down soon or if you're headed on vacation soon, let me know where you're going because I love to hear about it. It's so exciting that we're starting to open up again and starting to be able to travel more, and I just love hearing that people are doing that. So let me know where you're going, and in the meantime, I'll continue taking you along as we explore locally. And actually this weekend we're headed to Iowa, so you'll have a little bit of a change of scenery here in the upcoming weeks. So let me know if there's anything you want to see about Iowa. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, and thank you so much as always for watching. It means so much to me, and we'll see you next time.